hearts. Hold it in your heart and keep it where it belongs. And take a vagabond dream of a vagabond.
Okay, hi, this is Mark and this is Lisa. We're here at beautiful, historic Fort Pulaski National Park with just 5 days to go before our big trip takes off. We've been thinking over the last couple days that we've been spending a whole lot of time planning and booking and spending money and not really discussed what we're really looking forward to the most or what we're maybe apprehensive about. And so we're going to film answers to 5 questions. We're going to do them separately. So Lisa's going to handle the first 5. I'm going to walk away so I can't hear her, and I'll come back and do mine. And then our producer will put it all together. And we're not going to see the finished product. We won't know each other's answers until the video actually gets posted. And then when we return from the big trip, we're going to do a follow-up with the same 5 questions and see how things went. So without further ado, Lisa is going to take over, and she'll tell you what the question is and the answer, and then I'll come back and do that. So have fun.
Thank you. All right, there's 5 questions that we came up with. The first question is, what are we most looking forward to in regard to which country? And for me, it's a no-brainer. I know Mark will probably already know my answer, but we haven't discussed it.
How would Lisa answer these? I'm pretty sure she's going to say the Seychelles, because that was the whole primary motivator for this entire trip. And while I'm very much looking forward to 3 weeks in paradise, it's not the top of my list, but I'm betting that it's at the top of hers.
So we're seeing 25 or so countries. Top of my bucket list is the Seychelles. 17 years ago, I didn't even know the Seychelles existed. We chose it as a Model UN country, and when we started researching it, I fell in love. So the Seychelles that we're visiting, we're spending 3 weeks on Mahe, La Digue, and Pralin. It has the hiking, it has amazing UNESCO World Heritage beach sites, and it has a really large tortoise preserve that we have booked an excursion to. So the Seychelles is on the top of my list. However, I'm looking forward to all of the countries. So that's the answer to the first question. What are Mark's answers to those 2 questions? So the first question was favorite country, and I'm torn because Mark is a history geek. So I know that he's super excited about these countries that have just historical significance in what he's been teaching for most of his teaching career. I would have to say that Turkey or the Balkans are going to hit his top number 1. And if I have to make a choice, I'm going to say Turkey. At the same time, Mark's Italian. He has ancestors, grandparents from Sicily and Udine, and we're going to make visits to both of those areas of Italy. So I know those regions are important and near and dear to him, but I'm going to go with Turkey, specifically Istanbul.
All right, so here we go. Question 1, what am I most looking forward to? That's a hard question to answer because in putting the trip together, of course, we try to pick only places that we really want to go to. But it has morphed a bit since we started this. I think I'm going to have to say Morocco. I'm super unfamiliar with it, as most Americans probably are. But to be in North Africa, to see the history, there are towns that still have Portuguese buildings and things all the way from back of the time of Prince Henry the Navigator. We're going to head out into the desert for a night or 2 by camelback and spend nights under the stars. That's the most unusual to me and therefore the most fascinating. And so I think it's Morocco for me. The next one is what am I maybe least looking forward to, and I think that I'm a little, I don't know, Norway is not as fascinating to me as it might be to other people. I mean, I want to see the geography and I wanted to get down into the fjords and stuff, but to me, with a huge history, a huge interest in history, I just don't know enough to say that then I'm going to really find the kind of things that I normally look for there. So that's probably the way to answer that one.
The second question is, what am I on edge about? And I live kind of anxiety ridden on the edge. If I can worry about something, I will. So I have two basic concerns for this trip. The first one is leaving my family, grandkids, kids, good friends, sisters, etc., and being that far away for 9+ months. I'm worried that they're going to stay healthy. And I worry about that anyway, but I'm so far away that staying healthy is a bigger concern now. But I'm sure that everything will be fine. The second big concern I have is leaving the country during this particular time, because I don't know, one, what it's going to look like when we come back, and two, I feel guilty that I'm not staying and being a better helper. Appeasing my guilt a little bit, because I do know that both Mark and I, when we return, if there's work to do, we're going to jump in and pick up where we left off. So those are my two biggest concerns, the things that have me on edge. The other question is, what has him on edge? I think I'm going to go with the state of our country and being gone. At the same time, he needs a breather. So it's a little bit of both. But we'll see how good I am at reading my husband.
On to the things that I'm anxious about. And there's a lot, to be honest with you. There are so many moving parts to this trip as we've booked it. We have 27 flights and 47 places we're supposed to stay in. And just imagine ferry rides. Just imagine all the possibilities for things to mess up. And so that's a little bit of a worry. I'm also, genuinely concerned about the physical toll this is going to take on us. Before this, when we first started conceiving of this trip, between the two of us, we've had, I think, 4 surgeries in the last 18 months. Taking care of backs and knees and necks and all the rest of it. And we've been doing a really good job rehabbing. We both lost some weight to get in shape for this trip. There's going to be a lot of climbing and all the rest of it. And I think that's probably what has me the most concerned. Can we physically endure 9 months on the road and being able to get through all the activities that we want to do?
The fourth question is, what am my least favorite kind of like thing that we're going to have to deal with? And I will tell you 100%, it's the road bumps that are not funny. So we're pretty flexible. We run into issues when we travel. Everybody does. There's issues when you travel. There's issues when you don't travel. And I'm most concerned, or my least favorite thoughts right now are the big bumps in the road, missing flights, having hotel or lodging issues. Those are my least favorite thoughts right now, is how we're going to handle those. We usually can turn them down the road into something funny, but that might take a little bit. So that's the answer to number 4. And the last question is, this is a Mark question, but where do we think we're going to be weight-wise at the end of this 9 months? And I'm going to be optimistic and say that we're going to be in the same spot. If anything, if I gain any weight, I hope it's muscle mass. I get the privilege of meeting my sister Marta in September on the island of Madeira off the coast of Portugal for 8 days of hiking. So we've got 6 to 10 mile hikes every day. And I have stayed on my game with the training for hikes, some strength training, good nutrition, and I don't plan on deviating a whole lot. However, I do know that there's baklava, there's Dubai chocolate, and there's also like gelato in Italy. I can stay away from most things, but desserts, it's a real weakness. So I think I'm gonna stay pretty much where I'm at. That's my hope. That's gonna be my goal. I'm not gonna obsess about it though. Mark, He'll probably lose weight because he can like give up a sandwich and lose weight.
And then finally, you know, we joke about the weight stuff because we did, you know, we've been working for over a year on getting in shape, and the last thing either of us want to do is come back and be out of shape again, which I don't think could possibly happen with all the walking and stuff that and hiking and climbing and stuff that we have planned. I'm gonna say I will be, because I like to eat, I'm gonna say I'm gonna be up 7 pounds, and I'm gonna say Lisa is gonna be down 3 pounds, and that's my best guess. All right, so now you've heard all of our answers. We'll get to hear them basically at the same time you do. It's going to be an interesting exercise, I think. And as we come back, like I said before, when we come back from the trip, we're going to take a look at these and answer them again and see how we did. In the description for this video, we've added a form that you can fill out anytime you want. We'll put it in every video we do. If you have questions about what we did or what we didn't do or how we did it, we'll try to answer as many of them as we can. So the form is linked in the description, and we hope that you take advantage of that. So that will give us some ideas for things that we might want to answer in the future. Is that it?
5 days and counting.
Here we go.
Getting excited.
Where it belongs. And take a vagabond.
Shh, I gotta add something. I know I was concerned about the physical part of the trip, but after the meeting in the Oval Office on the 28th, I'm hoping some Europeans are gonna cut us some slack, give us a chance to let them know that's not who we are. We'll see.
And take a vagabond dream of a vagabond fool. I ain't too proud to beg, but I'm playing it